Hello, here we are again. Welcome back to River Flow, the show. I'm Captain Joe Frith, and I'm your host. Not always in front of the camera. It's a good thing for you. But once again, we're out here on the creek, checking the harbors out as we can because it's cold. It's real cold. It's 12 degrees out here. You can see the creek is frozen. We have about 3.5 to 4 inches of ice on the creek itself. What that means is, number one, the creek is still flowing. It's flowing underneath it, so it's still moving water. Some people are walking out on this. Some people say they're walking all the way across, walking to destinations down the creek. That's not what I recommend. I'm not going to do it. Different temperatures, springs underneath the creek, different things can make the thickness and strength of this ice vary a great deal. So I wouldn't recommend doing it. But outside of that, we're going to talk about a few things that happen with the boats involved in this. As I said, the creek's frozen completely all the way across. That would include, of course, around the boats, except for boats that have agitators and aerators and things like that, bringing the warmer water from down deep up around their boat. That keeps the ice away from the hulls, keeps you from freezing in, and it keeps from a lot of pressure from the ice continuing to push against your hull. It's not a bad idea. One of the biggest things is if we were to get a rapid increase in temperature and a significant watershed rainfall event, then we could experience something that could be really bad. You could see ice breaking up, and in the water flow off from the rain, all the ice start moving together in big, large pieces. There's a formula that I saw that basically worked out to be 6 inches of ice, 6-inch thick ice by 10 foot by 10 foot, stuck up against something in 5-mile-an-hour flowing water would produce about 5 tons of pressure on it. Now, if you take that and you say, okay, well, they're going to have these pieces break up, and there might be thousands of those pieces, you can see that ice flows can be catastrophic to area. We're not planning on that happening. Hopefully it won't. We are going to have a warm snap up into 50 degrees or so, middle 50s next Wednesday. And hopefully no rain, no big event. But when it does happen on big rivers, on creeks, on anywhere, effectively nothing in its way is going to stop it. So docks, boats, even in some cases bridges, can be radically affected. So once again, we'll be looking around. We're going to go take a look at a couple of the marinas. It's really cold out here. We'll do some drone flying, but that's limited due to the cold. The energy in the batteries doesn't work very well, and if you get out over as you heard me talk about before, you get out over the water and the thing has to land right there, that's a really bad thing. It's just very first part of the year, January. Keep looking at the River Flow shows. We're getting a lot of good views on Facebook, YouTube, and then of course go to mvadvertising.com, and that's where all the shows are. The entire video vlog runs out of there, and enjoy. We try to bring you everything about the river, not only just the creek and the boats and the boating, but the dining experiences, the merchants that are around here, boat suppliers working on the river, interviews with people who make their living based upon the river. But everything river in our city and ultimately expanding, that's what this show is about. So enjoy, and we'll see you again. If you happen to see anything from the aerial videos or any of the video that I show today, you see your boat, you got some type of question about it, good thing is there is no flooding, so you can get to your boat. But if you're out of town or something like that and you see something, my email and stuff is there, or contact somebody, a friend of yours or something, and tell them to go check on your boat. So good luck, stay warm, and we'll talk to you in a little bit. It's about 12 degrees outside. Yes, it's cold, and yes, my hands are cold, so this will be short and sweet. Captain's Quarters Marina here. You'll see also on the aerial flyovers, there are sections where people have got boat heaters on, thawing their hulls, or just flow. This is a positive marina, meaning they're pumping off the bottom of the Ohio River over there in here. So there's sections that are clear. That's always good. We're going to go on and look at some more marinas, but if you see your boat here, or if you see it on the aerial and something doesn't look right about it, or you got questions, hopefully these videos will help you at least get a look at them. Okay, here we are, Limestone Bay Marina. See, it's frozen all the way out across. It's not frozen right here. This Chris Craft has got a bow aerator or ice chopper running, so it's keeping the front of its boat pretty clean. That's good. All the rest of the boats out through there, you won't see any rocking or anything going on because they're frozen in place. Got about 4 to 6 inches of ice in the marinas right now, about 3 or so on the creek. You'll see here in a little bit. We'll go ahead and take a look at it from the aerial view too, but take a look for your boat. Got any questions? Once again, hit me up on a text. I can fly in closer, or right now there's no reason you have to fly. You can get down all these ramps, no flooding or anything like that involved. So that's a good thing. Okay, so we're here at the harbors, Heritage Creek, harbor at Heritage Creek. You can see across here, same thing, everything's frozen. We'll get a look over here in just a second at the actual Heritage Creek running down through there. Actually, it's running, but it's running underneath the ice because it's pretty much frozen all the way. Rumors have been some people have been walking across it and so forth. Not me, but be careful if you're doing that. It's moving water underneath it. I don't think you can really know what the strength of that ice is as it moves under there. So falling through the ice in a moving creek is not a great idea. But anyway, once again, everything's frozen in. Can't fly over here because of the interference with the bridge. Okay, we're still here on Heritage Creek at Creekside Landing Marina. I came down to a different spot to give you a view across the creek. You can see it's all white. Some of that is from snow. Some of it is also from an effect called windage composting. There's some other technical terms for that, but it's when the wind is blowing over the ice and over areas where there's some water that hasn't frozen yet. It creates kind of its own snow and powders up. So you'll see this a lot even when you haven't had any snow at all. We have had just a little bit of snow, I think, the night before last, and it's there, and the ice, of course, is keeping it plenty cool, so it's not going anywhere. The other thing about this, we were talking about the thickness of the ice and the strength. Here's a rock. I already threw one out there, but so cold we're having camera problems even. The one I threw out there, it actually broke the rock when it hit, so I'm going to recreate that, but I'm pretty sure I know what's going to happen. It's going to hit the ice and it's going to stay there. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Yep, just like hitting a concrete floor. Nothing to it. This ice, be sure and check on your boats. If you got boats down in the areas it's freezing, maybe lift your engine hatches, maybe lift your bilge openings to just kind of look in there, see if there's any deflection that you can see, anything that looks weird, or just flat out go ahead and get something to cut a hole in there, get a pump, get an aerator, get a something that moves water that can be down in the deeper water where it's not frozen, it's above freezing temperature, and pump that water up. That will thaw the ice, relieve the pressure around your boat, and you should be just fine. As I said, we're here bringing you River Flow, the show. We bring a whole lot more, I hope, of the good times, the warm times and so forth, but we're here year round, bringing weather, bringing whatever's going on the river, from work to play to entertainment to venues to food and dining. We're here, so keep watching the show. We'll see you next week. Bye.